do have the honor of introducing one of our students who was chosen by the other students to do a reflection. He is the most recent recipient of the Harvey Connor EMS Professional Scholarship, Mr. Sean Burnett.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let me prepare my speech over here. All right, so good afternoon. Thank you to everyone in attendance with us here today. My name is Sean Barnett, and I'm very honored to have been selected by this graduating class to speak with you on the behalf of our experiences throughout this 2-year paramedic program. As my classmates well know, I like to start off all of my good stories by stating, so there I was. This is for you, Jenny. So, because our story really is a great one, over 2 years of experiences, I'd like to start out by saying, so there we were. Day 1, PC 1, Paramedic Care 1, Semester 1, Paramedic School. All of our paramedic students, graduates here today will attest to the fact that PC 1 is all about patient assessment. We learn about terms such as sick versus not sick, sample history, OPQRST, AVPU, just to name a few. I personally believe that the professors just like to make sure that we know the alphabet before they let us play with medicines and needles. As mundane as patient assessment seems at times throughout that first semester, it was drilled into our brains about how important a complete patient assessment is. Without a thorough patient assessment to determine what is wrong, we as paramedic, will not be able to provide our patient with the best possible care. I like to think of PC1 as covering the first of my personal 3 basic rules of medicine. Air goes in and out, blood goes around and around, and any deviation from that is bad. PC2 is next. It's all about trauma. This may be what most of the general public thinks about when they think about EMS or see an ambulance. We learn about the intubation process, we learn about intravenous access, intraosseous access, and yes, that means that we are allowed to put needles into bones. We learn about IV fluid resuscitation, needle chest decompression, a needle in the chest. We also learn about a myriad of other skills. This is a fun semester with a lot of hard work and dedication required, and PC2 covers my second rule of medicine. If it looks bad, cover it up. There are 2 prerequisites for PC3, Paramedic Care 3, which is cardiology and pharmacology. So at the beginning, cardiology is much like reading Greek. There's already a Greek reference today. It really is. It's like reading Greek. When you are, in fact, not Greek. We learn how to interpret the squiggly lines that are printed on the paper that come out of our electrocardiogram machines. And trust me when I tell you, it is a lot harder than it looks. Over time, however, the oddest thing happens. You start to grasp the concepts of what you're looking at. You learn what those lines mean and what the patient's heart is doing. Pharmacology is like learning Latin when you in fact do not speak Latin. You learn about everything related to medications, how they work within the body. You start to learn much of what medication, or how much of what medication to give to patients and why you're giving that particular medicine. Upon completion of everything described above, the student is now qualified to test for the emergency medical technician level advanced, 1 level below that of a paramedic. So Paramedic Care 3 is geared towards advanced cardiac life support. We take what we learned from how to read those squiggly lines in cardiology and what we learned from our pharmacology class and start putting everything together. We learn about how to treat different causes of chest pain and in severe cases, cardiac arrest. This semester really focuses on the bread and butter of what the paramedic does. This is a semester in which all of our training begins to come together and we start to feel as if we actually grasp the concepts of what we have been taught. At the end of PC3, we are tested and certified as advanced cardiac life support providers. PC4, focused on saving babies. We all like saving babies, right? Providing care for special patient populations and how to treat the elderly. We learn a whole new world about how to confront the challenge of dealing with a pediatric emergency. PC4 is also, of course, the end of the Oklahoma City Community College Paramedic Care Program. We are tested and certified as pediatric advanced life support providers. We are tested twice on a comprehensive final examination. Finally, this is a semester in which we all complete an internship on an ambulance with a licensed paramedic for 220 hours. Somebody has to deal with every one of us for 220 hours. During this internship, we're essentially the paramedic doing all of the patient care and making the decisions regarding where to transport any given patient. This is a time that we combine everything that we have learned and hone our skills before ourselves are the licensed paramedics treating our own patients. This semester really covers my third and last rule of medicine. 90% of medicine is common sense. If you in the audience are still awake, you can conclude that there is quite a bit of information packed into that remaining 10% that we must be experts on in what could be the most critical moment in a person's life. These graduates that you have graciously come here to support have dedicated an exceptional amount of time to become a paramedic. This program requires 576 hours of just clinical time. If you break that down that amount of time, it ends up being the equivalent of 24-hour days. That does not include the driving time, the class time, the lab time, the study time that we spend to learn our craft. I can sincerely say that I am honored to be among this particular group of graduates. I would let any one of them work on a close friend or family member of mine. All of us here have the eagerness and willingness to help those in need regardless of any circumstance. With all of that said, we would not be here today without the amazing instruction, help, and guidance of our phenomenal professors and adjunct instructors. We have Oklahoma City Community College has hands down the best and most caring teaching staff in the country. I have personally been able to ask any professor, whether they were my professor or not at the time, any question, and they have been able to assist me with no hesitation. These instructors invest hours and hours of time into giving us quality education. It is too profound to think for a moment how many lives it will be saved because of the skills and knowledge they have passed down on to us. I know that all graduates in attendance hope to make you proud. Let's see, one moment, please. All right, so let's see. Okay, so from all the students here, we offer a heartfelt thank you. Could I please have all the instructors, preceptors, and adjunct instructors stand within the audience? That's you, Mike. I see you. Please give them a round of applause. To our families, friends, and loved ones, we offer a huge, heartfelt thank you as well. Your encouragement, understanding, love, and support have not gone unnoticed. To my beautiful wife, Amy, thank you so much, sweetheart. I cannot put into words how much your support has meant to me. Emergency services is a team sport. Paramedic school is no different. Yes, we all have to put in an individual effort, but I can promise everyone here today that I would not be up here standing in front of you if it were not for the help, encouragement, and motivation provided by every single one of my classmates. The term teamwork makes the dream work is commonly known as another one of my favorite terms. And it's absolutely a reality in this field of paramedicine. Thank you to each and every one of you for the laughter, the jokes, the pranks, the shoulder to lean on, the hugs, lending an ear for me to vent, answering the phone late at night to explain something to me that I was just not understanding, and at times for reminding me where I needed to be and what time I needed to be there. I think all of us have experienced that at some point throughout the program. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So you are all going to move on from this program and do amazing things. I have no doubt that the vast majority of us will stay in touch, as the EMS community here in Oklahoma is a small one. We have one more test to take before we are able to sew on that beautiful gold patch into our shoulder. Or onto our shoulder, rather, not into. And call ourselves paramedics. I encourage every one of you, however, to be mindful that we will be faced with the most important test every single day that we're on that ambulance in the tests of our patients that we encounter. Seek out additional education at every opportunity that presents itself and continue to learn something new every day. As we all know, lives literally depend on it. Thank you. That's the end of my speech, and at this point, thank you. All right. At this point, I'm very honored to introduce our guest speaker today. He's the president here at Oklahoma City Community College, Dr. Jerry Stewart.